Hello all you people out there in TV land. My name is CB Studios, also known as Kurt, and today we're back with another build video. This is going to be very much in the same vein as my Beetlejuice marquee sign video. There may even be some work on that today, we will see. It is currently Thursday, it's 8:30 on the 22nd, so it's our big public holiday for the passing of Queen Elizabeth. Queen's dead, day off. So what I am doing today is I'm working on my Beetlejuice Halloween plans, and I am building, we'll see whether this actually shows up at all, I am building the Tombstone, from Beetlejuice. Now I'm building this as a full-size piece. This is going to be big. It's going to be a bit of work. This is going to be mainly built out of styrofoam. We've got a heap of styrofoam here. I've got a bunch of different pieces and it's some different densities. So we've got like these really long ones. These will probably be used for the base of the riser. I got two of those, and then I got a bunch of these. That's the worst noise ever. And then I've got a bunch of these sort of sheets. It's not the highest density of foam. It's not the highest density of foam, but it should be enough to do the stone itself. So I'm gonna rough out the shape, glue that all together. I've got my measurements. Yeah, I've got some rough measurements. And so we're basically just gonna eyeball it. I've got my overall height. I've got the height of just the stone. I've got the width of just the stone, the width of just the riser. I am going to do the riser as a separate piece, and this should all lock into place. And then a rough sizing for the goblins. And then I've got sizing for the text, so I can work out how big the text needs to be, as well as the arrow. Now I am going to make those, the text and the arrow pieces cut out, and it's going to have LED strip lighting on the inside, so it'll light up red and pulse and do all that sort of fun stuff. So that's going to be really cool. It's the downside to having longer hair, is I'm getting hair in my coffee now. And I'm going to use some new products, sort of new products. Like, they're not entirely new to me, but let me grab them. I'm going to use some products to hard coat this Tombstone. Now these are from Hot Wire Foam Factory. We have the Boost, which is a strengthening foam coat, it's a liquid. You mix it 50-50 with water, and that helps strengthen your foam. And then we have the exterior foam coat, which is gonna be this, which is a powder. That gets mixed with water, typically, or it can be mixed with water, but we're gonna mix it with the Boost and water mixture. And that's gonna form a really nice like stone finish coat on the outside of the Tombstone. Should hopefully make it pretty much bulletproof. I'm gonna try and tint it as well, so that's gonna be really fun. And this is, last year I built the chest, the Aztec gold chest from Curse of the Black Pearl, Pirates of the Caribbean. And I did a very similar process. I did styrofoam sheets and I assembled everything together. I glued it. I did the exterior foam coat, but I just used water. And it's been living outside for about a year. Actually, almost exactly a year it's been sitting outside, and the top surfaces of that have flaked. Just because it didn't bond as well, it didn't have any extra adhesive. So we're gonna go with using the Boost on this one, so that this thing will last hopefully forever. And I'm gonna do it really, really thick, especially in the high wear areas. And once that's all done, we'll get to painting, and I'll paint it and I'll assemble it, and hopefully we'll see how we go. I don't expect to get that all done today. I don't even think I have the paint to do the outside, like final finishes. So this may be a 2-day build, I'm not sure. Could be a 3-day build, we have no idea at this stage, but I'm going to go through and you'll basically just see, like my Beetlejuice, I keep saying it, Beetlejuice. Like my marquee sign, which is over in the corner there, this is going to be me making shit up as I go, and we'll see how it goes as this progresses. I don't really have a plan. It's going to be a whole lot of time-lapse, which is time-lapse, that's time-lapse apparently. gonna be a whole lot of time lapse on that, and we'll run from there. There may even be a stopover at a Halloween store. I haven't decided whether I want to sculpt some skulls out of styrofoam yet, so we will see. Let's get to the build. So, building the patrol hub. That's even less funny. Building the Tombstone has taken a pause, as I'm here with Dave.
Hello everyone out there in TV land.
He stole my line. And we are out and about. We're going to do some Halloween hunting at some bargain stores. We picked up some pitchforks for my Beetlejuice display, but first, coffee time. All right, let's go get some coffee. So we're here at Go Dollars, and we've got the actually really nice Jason mask. There's a Freddy knife gloves. We do have the Happy Death Day killer, so I'm probably going to grab one of those because that's pretty neat. A very squished pinhead. We got Billy from Saw, which is a really nice little Billy. It's like a weird Captain America Punisher, weird Captain Britain Punisher. I found a nice meat hook, which I will grab. Yeah, meat hook. I'll grab that. And some weapons and pieces. We got skeleton foot stencils, apparently, whatever the fuck that is. Got some signs. These ones say "Be Warb" again as well. Kmart had them last year. We got a Marshmallow Man. That's pretty rad. The light up Marshmallow Man's cool. We got some light ups. Actually, some really nice light ups and stuff. Get your bleeding daggers. Yeah, don't stress out the Joker. I kind of like the hockey mask. What a surprise. I think that's about it, aside from sort of spiderwebs and things. Got some more stuff. Little bits and pieces. That's about it for here though. But I will grab some things. So we're in choice now. We got some cool chains and hooks and hearts and various goops. But we've got some very cool masks. Looks like a Tiny from House of a Thousand Corpses. This really big burlap thing, which is like a big burlap zombie. Is really cool. We got scarecrow looking things. More pinhead. We got some costume stuff. Bloody hockey masks. Helps if I actually film the bloody hockey masks. Got your more bloody daggers. Ooh, jumbo hammers are cool.
Need a hand?
Nice. We've got some actually really cool tombstones and things. Bloody top hats. But not a whole lot of stuff. We've got some skulls too, and I want some styrofoam skulls, but it doesn't look like they've got any of the styrofoam ones. They're plastic. The big ones are styrofoam, but I need like human sized. Alright, so we are in overflow, and we have large amounts of Halloween stuff, so let's see what we have. We got some spider webs and decorations, we've got a lot of weapons. Some nice ones. Actually, I'm going to buy that axe. It's a really nice axe. Hammers. Ooh, surgical toolkits. We've got your standard plastic knives and bleeding knives. We've got the absolute evil Freddy Krueger gloves. That's pretty rad. We have got big wrenches and machetes. That's pretty sick. And then the mask. They're all fairly standard. There's nothing really cool. I do like the snake. Snake's cool. Some more glowing ones. Some ghost faces. The absolute evils. We've got some skulls and bits and pieces. And some glowy stuff. And then we have even more accessories down the second aisle. Hats and aprons. Got some makeup, which I never fucking trust.
Pretty cool. Ooh, the jack-o'-lantern. That's a really nice jack-o'-lantern. I like that. Pumpkin buckets. Lots of buckets and things. We get some skeleton caves. And then Christmas. Because October is Christmas time. Well, let's go. I'll go through and see if we got anything interesting. Alright, so we're back for a little interlude of going Halloween hunting. So I'll show you some of the stuff that I've got, and then we're going to go build a tombstone. I ended up picking up the Happy Death Day mask, because I love Happy Death Day. It's like $7. It's really flimsy. I do have a Trick or Treat Studios one. But hey, you never find horror movie stuff at the, this sort of horror movie stuff. Hook. So there's meat hook thing, which we'll use for the Scary Movie Killer, because it's fairly similar. That'll work pretty nicely. It's kind of fun. Went to Overflow. Overflow had some really cool stuff. I ended up picking up one of these fire axes, which is really nice. It's a good size. It was like $12, so absolutely. And the final Halloweeny stuff that we grabbed was just a couple of things of this spooky fabric, which we'll use for the Beetlejuice display as well, because this stuff never goes astray. We added to the pile of devil pitchforks. So we have a bunch of these that I will cut down, and these we'll use for the Dante's Inferno room facade. All right, let's go make a mess with a bunch of styrofoam. All right, so bit of an update. We have, as you've seen on the time lapse, we have, can I flip this? I don't know if I can flip this. I can't flip this, whatever. We have the back of the tombstone done. So that's our back plate and then edging. So it's going to be, what is that, like 2 inches thick? It's going to be about 6 inches thick, all said and done. This glue is just setting now. We've got the skewers there holding everything in place as that cures. Once that's done, we're going to attach the front, as you can see me working on here. But I'm going to cut my lettering and the Here Lies Beetlejuice and the arrow out of this first, so I can see whether I need to add any more internal pieces to that to give it some structure. I will then cut a back plate, an access panel, out of the back of that, and that's how I'm going to set in my LED lights and get in if I need to fix anything. I may have to do another trip down to some shops, see whether I can get some styrofoam skulls, because I don't have any skulls, and I don't really want to carve 3 of them. Bones and stuff, fine. Skulls, fuck that. So we're going to go back to the time lapse and cut out some lettering. I'm just going to freehand that, and we'll see how that goes from there. Near enough is good enough with this. Fuck. So, I don't know what to say. We've got the lettering out for the Here Lies Beetlejuice and the bit, and I'm not happy with it. I think the styrofoam is too thick for what I would like to do. I'm going to, regrettably, cut all of that out. A big fucking gap. And I'm going to cut the lettering, do a fascia plate on the front, and cut the lettering out of the thinner stuff, which means I get to do all of this again. Joy. But I think it will make for a better piece, and I've got enough styrofoam to warrant it, so fucking here goes nothing. Let's, once more from the top, I suppose. So, just, fingers, hands. Checking in here. This is my original big sort of 2-inch thick Tombstone cap. What I'm doing is I'm cutting the letters out with a bit of a border, and that'll form a template for my plastic. So there'll be this nice sort of socket, and I'm going to do that with all the text there. I've then got this new cap piece that is cut out of the thinner stuff, so it'll be a much thinner lettering, as you can see there. And that's going to get glued straight over the top of this. Yeah, and that's going to give me my thinner lettering. Fucking, what a dumb decision, but this is what I get for trying to make this up on the fly. It's a lot of work, but this is going to be a nicer finish with this. It's going to look better. So let's kick on. All right, so as you've probably seen through the time lapse, I've made some terrible fucking mistakes with this, but that's all part of the process of making this up as we go. So one of the things you will see is this Beetlejuice text, where it says Beetlejuice, or here lies Beetlejuice. This text I have redone twice. I explained that earlier on in the video, but it looks much nicer now. We'll take you around the back. Let's have a look at the back of this. We have an access panel cut, as you can see there. We've got a roll of LED strip lighting that'll be mounted on the inside once this is all done. Access panel will allow me to fit the plastic. I may end up doing a bigger access panel for that the arrow piece as well, but haven't decided yet. So that's very good. We have a base, as you can see on the floor. That's not completely done yet. There is still some work to go on that, and it's not 100% sitting correctly. But the base goes the whole way around. That will be a separate piece. It will stay a separate piece. It will be still foam coated so that it's all the finished hard shell. But I wanted it so that this, still wiggly. This is probably going to end up living in the workshop somewhere, and that way I can just store the base separately, and I don't have to have sort of like an extra 4 inches on the base. We will show you. I've tested out with the UV or the LED lights in there. We've got glowy red. Now this is just a setup that was. This is from Kmart. They're nice and cheap. I think they were like a $3 roll of LEDs. They are water resistant, but this will be fairly sealed, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue with that. But that just allows nice, simple, low voltage. And this is an RGB LED strip, so it comes with a little remote with it. I have jumped the leads so it won't do RGB, it's just red, which is great. So it allows on this strobe function for it to do the strobe thing and not try and change through different colors. It will stay as just red, which is really cool. So where are we at now? I have to do the demons for the top, which I will sculpt out of styrofoam. We may do that tonight, I haven't decided. I've still got to rough out more of the tombstone itself, so there's a bunch of work to go on that. And I've got to get some styrofoam heads for the top of the demons as well, because I don't have heads for that, and I'm not sculpting heads out of foam. But overall, the basic structure of this is intact, so we'll see how we go from there. There will be a part 2 on this because I'm not going to get this foam coated tonight, but I do want to upload this video. So anything else that I do on this will be included in part 2 and possibly even a part 3 depending on how productive I am the next time I've got a day off. There we go, guys. That's this is chaos video. You can have a chaos video. That's a nice one for you. There's going to be very minimal editing in this, so this whole rant's probably going to be one long thing. It's going to be really interesting. We'll see how it goes. If you guys like this, you want to see how this ends up, subscribe, give me a like, absolutely give me comments, point out stuff that you saw, like me not wearing a respirator or working with styrofoam. I did have ventilation in here. It is fine. Yeah, love to hear what you guys think. Until next time, guys, say it once, say it twice, third time's the charm. We're working on Beetlejuice.